Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got yet another review for you today, and this time around I'm going to be talking to you about the debut full-length album from the band Dissected, entitled Golden Hues of Decay, out now on Life After Death. And if you're not familiar with Dissected, they are a death metal band from Tiffin, Ohio, been around since 2019, featuring Trenton Heishman on the guitars, Chase Cook on the bass, Steve Kessler handling drums, and finally Zach Ferris handling vocals. He is also in the brutal death metal act Limb Splitter, another killer band. As I said, it is their debut full-length album. It is 10 tracks and 28 minutes on the dot exactly. And so far, it is only out on cassette and digitally. The cassette is limited to 100 copies. So if you think this sounds like something you're going to like, I would definitely jump on getting those cassettes. But yeah, I was actually introduced to this band by Necrotic Nick over at Thralls of Metal on one of his many collection updates, which I've discovered a lot of cool bands through him. And I was prompted to pick up their 2021 self-titled EP, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I do believe I also did a review of as well. So when they announced a debut full-length album, I was certainly intrigued and interested in checking this out, as I could always use some Ohio death metal in the collection. You know, you can never have enough of it. This album starts off with this really creepy intro with this lady doing this like weird nursery rhyme or something like that. And just the way she delivers it is just, it's very creepy. I mean, the overall feel of this intro is just ominous and unsettling. And then finally, track number 2, Lament Configuration, kicks things off proper with a nice Hellraiser sample and these thick, chuggy riffs. I mean, the guitars overall on here are just thick and dirty sounding, and while they stay mid-pace for the most part with some pinch harmonics at times, they also utilize these slower chugged sections and even the occasional kind of deathcore-ish style breakdown. Really just crushing guitars on this thing. The bass itself is really super thick and heavy. I loved the bass on this album. It's easily heard, gets to give me everything that, you know, heavy wall and that heft that they need. And again, going back to track number 2, Lament Configuration, at about 155 into that song, it gets a brief moment to shine by itself and to show off that really sick tone that it has. And I love that little slide that he does at 226. Sounded so badass. Solid drum production on here with a really good snap to the snare. I love the kicks on here. And this thing, you know, he just does a lot of solid, you know, blast beats and double bass and just, you know, overall just a kick-ass drum performance, I thought. And then, you know, Zach's vocals are just sick. I mean, and he's so varied in his, you know, delivery and everything, as, you know, not to make anything stale by using the same style over and over again. He really changes things up, and the transitions I thought were really well done between the styles. I mean, you know, from maniacal screams and just retches to these, you know, powerful mid-range growls that at times bring to mind Glenn Benton from Deicide, along with these even lower, almost guttural growls and these deathly shouts. I mean, he definitely keeps things interesting to turn in a really powerful performance, I thought. The only other thing I picked out in here came in track number 5, because they used a sample from the legendary Dusty Rhodes. And that definitely brought me back to being a kid watching wrestling and watching him growing up. That was so cool. You know, you hear him saying, you know, I'll put the big sleep on you, baby. I mean, he just had a way with doing promos and everything. Just the things that he would say. Dusty Rhodes is an absolute legend, and the fact that these guys used a sample of him makes him A-okay in my book. Overall, this is just 10 tracks of pummeling, brutal Ohio death metal. Just skull-crushing bass, thick, chuggy riffs, and just absolutely sick vocals, all combined to just kick your ass and leave you in a pile on the floor, all in under 30 minutes. And yet, like a glutton for punishment, you return to it for more. This is definitely an album worth looking into, and I really hope somebody will press this on CD, because, as I said, currently is only available on cassette, limited to 100 copies. Not sure how many are left. I did not look before I recorded this video, but this gets a solid 9 out of 10 from me. Go check out the new Dissected. I will be leaving a link down below so you can check it out for yourself and pick up a copy. Like I said, those cassettes are limited. If you're into cassettes, I know a lot of people, Necrotic Nick included, do not like cassettes that well, but still yet, if that's your thing, go pick up a copy. And if this ever gets pressed to CD, go pick up a copy. And yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time. stay brutal.